fall 2023. Now, I think the big thing outside of recruiting and exclusives are our discussions about Cyberfest 2. Now, we didn't end up hitting the mark for the original Cyberfest 1 date because I wanted to kind of have it around the same time. But again, we had so many content pieces and so many moving parts, and I was super busy with my team and my artists, so it just didn't really pan out. And by the time we wanted to kind of reach out to people, it was just way too last minute. And Cyberfest isn't really the event to really go last minute. It's just I don't want to ever hinder the quality of Cyberfest, and we had such a good Cyberfest one that I at least want to match the same energy. I'm not even asking for like a better event. I just want to at least match the same energy and maybe do things a little bit better in certain areas. That's why again we pushed the Cyberfest 2 date back. For those of you that are looking to attend, I'm not going to leak the date yet, but for those of you that are going to perform, we'll definitely be reaching out to you, or we'll be holding some submissions for artists that would like to perform as well. So there'll be a couple things here coming shortly for Cyberfest 2 that includes some dates, some lineup discussions, and then realistically, once a couple of things are organized, we'll be able to kind of reveal the lineup, official flyer, and official date for anybody that's looking to attend. But Cyberfest 2 is something that we're taking with some caution, just because it's, our biggest event that we've had so far, and that's really something that I have a lot of respect for, and the community has a lot of respect for. So I want to make sure that we do it right. So Cyberfest 2 is slowly being worked on in the background from myself and the Music Mondays staff team. In case you missed a monthly, now for a while there we had fallen back. Aster had a little bit of travel issues. They were stuck outside of their home country for a bit, which was rather unfortunate. Aster being our lead Music Mondays designer. So in case you missed a monthly, is our monthly written and graphical piece of each month's missed drops. So without Aster, it was a little bit of a bummer, and we had to suffice with either no graphics or kind of Zomb graphics, which just aren't as good, right? I mean, again, there's a reason I don't consider myself a designer. A lot of the stuff I do is just very to the scope of my ability, right? So now that Aster's back, we'll be able to crank out the June and July editions super fast. Now Ray and Raven should be writing those, and I'm going to get a few of the Music Monday staff writers to kind of help contribute that and alleviate that pressure, just because we have to start working on the August edition as well. So I want to get June and July kind of axed, up out of here, get those out, and that'll be great. So keep your eyes peeled for some details on those. And I think one of the other major things for fall is new YouTube segments. So not only do we have a consistent weekly YouTube schedule, many of you know that we drop the podcast every Saturday on YouTube, and we drop a new YouTube upload every Thursday, whether that be a Underground Tips and Tricks segment or a Music Mondays exclusive segment from the podcast, or kind of community feedback / previews, things like that. So we already upload 2 times a week, but as far as our monthly kind of series go, that'll be something that kind of not only gets an upgrade, but will have a lot of really important and new fresh faces. So all of our current series, Feature Friday, which is just our one-on-one interview segment, Workshop Wednesday, which I described earlier, our one-on-one tutorial kind of workshop with an artist, and they kind of teach us behind the scenes tips and tricks. And the breakdown. Now that was formerly hosted by Music Monday staff alumni Ivica, but now we're kind of working in a new host for the breakdown, which is essentially kind of like Feature Friday, but completely different in the aspect that we just strictly talk about a artist's album. So, say somebody puts out an EP, they put out a full-length album, they put out a project, we get them on the breakdown segment, and we really have them break down the project, future projects, next projects, things like that. So Feature Friday, Workshop Wednesday, and the breakdown are very, very important. And of course, we have our fourth and final kind of brand new segment that we had only gotten one episode out of, which, granted, this one is kind of hard. This one is Behind the Merch. So when it comes to Behind the Merch, this is really a segment where you got to catch artists at like the right time. Not everybody has merch on hand all the time, or not everybody kind of has merch in general. Like, some people have done merch, but like sometimes it'll just be, it'll just come and go. The store will only be up for a month, X, Y, or Z. So we'll be looking to fill the gaps when it comes to Behind the Merch and booking new artists for that, because I have a couple of artists that are super, super down, and we're really interested in talking about not just current merch, but old merch as well. So if you have like old merch pieces, or you have some like classic underground merch that you'd like to really come on the show and discuss, or maybe you're a fashion designer and you put together clothes and you're like, yo, I'd like to show off this piece. That's one of those things where Behind the Merch is really, really useful, and we're not too strict on candidates for a segment like that. So those four main segments, super, super, super important. Those will be coming back. Not that they ever really left, but those will be really getting hammered down on when it comes to fall 2023 and things coming on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. And we have some solo kind of rogue uploads when it comes to kind of one-off videos. We have a couple of tier lists planned. We have staff biographies planned. We have a lot of like really interesting just one-off YouTube segments that aren't necessarily like a part of a series. Just segments that I think would be really good for the channel. So along with our weekly segments every Thursday and Saturday, expect a lot of monthly returns and your favorites as well. And some new stuff, like I said. So again, just keep your eyes peeled and stay posted for that. So yeah, those are the three kind of major things outside of recruiting and exclusives. And of course, we'll be having a lot of exclusive drops and a lot of kind of major upgrades when it comes to graphics. I think that's one major other thing I want to talk about before we kind of end this fall 2023 preview. I've been working closely with our staff designer 60 to really talk about making Music Mondays look more aesthetically pleasing when it comes to our consistency and a lot of the stuff that we post on our socials when it comes to a lot of our articles and things like that. So expect a little bit of a, not really a spring cleaning, I guess in this case you could call it a fall cleaning, if you will. But that's something that we've been talking about at length, because many of you know I was talking about a stream upgrade for quite some time, but that kept evolving into other aspects that we really wanted to snowball. So we finally got it pretty much nailed down to what we want to do when it comes to aesthetics for Music Mondays and really where we want to go. Because I don't think we're going to be changing our logo this year, but there's a couple of upgrades that I really want to get done for the show. So when it comes to fall 2023, those are some of the major things that we're working on in the background, and a lot of stuff that you can expect here on the show. I'm really excited for the graphic upgrade. I'm really excited for more YouTube uploads. I'm definitely excited to get caught up on In Case You Missed It monthly. And then of course, Cyberfest 2 is a major event. So there's a couple of pots on the stove right now. so to speak, when it comes to what Music Mondays has going on in the background. And of course, we're slowly working on a lot of really good stuff for our Patreons. We're like super close to actually getting our first merch drop done, and we're gonna hook up all of our Patreons and really show them some love for all the support that they've shown us. So those are the kind of like major things. And of course, we'll sneak in a lot of like smaller, exclusive one-off segments that I can't speak on right now, but lots of good stuff planned for September and October, heading into the end of the summer and fall 2023. So that'll probably be on the channel. Definitely like, subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely go show us some love on socials and everything like that. I'm pretty sure we're like 5 away from 210, so definitely go show us some love on the channel if you haven't already. But let us know what you think about fall 2023, and let us know if there's anything that you'd like to see us do on the show, interviews, guests, things like that. Let us know, and we'll be happy to consider everything realistically.